What's up guys, I'm Phoenix Master 1 and today we got the announcement for this month's update and also a lot of refines that we're going to be getting and remix of Plumeria and Legendary Dimitri. So let us start with Plumeria. She is definitely one of the best Astro Mythics because of being a mythic dancer, and she is going to be getting a remix to her Sweet Dreams Plus, and now after dancing a target she can give +5 buff to all of their stats and also the player phase guaranteed follow-up attack status, which we have seen before on Naga and Legendary Lucina. And then she can also give the Hexblade status to the target ally for 1 turn. So getting the Hexblade status is actually pretty good, and it does help you bust down some of the near safe tanks that have polarized bulk. So having more status effects is always going to be helpful, especially if you make use of the Prime skill on an Omni tank. Kinda wish that she gave some other effect other than the player phase guaranteed follow-up attack, because Naga already does that, so kinda wish that was a bit different, but still getting the Hexblade status is really good. And then she can also debuff -5 to all of the stats of the nearest foes within 5 spaces of the target ally through their next action. So overall this is a pretty nice remix, and I hope her weapon refine can also focus on the support and probably give more stats in the combat with her weapon, and hopefully can also end up having another supportive effect. But I think that she's probably going to be having more of a offensive weapon refine. And yeah, that is basically Plumeria, and her remix skill, which she's getting now, is attack resistance hold, which is pretty much what I expected. Kind of wish that she got some kind of tier 4 dance skill like Firestorm dance, but that's probably a bit too new for them, and that's why they gave her the hold skill. And then we move on to Legendary Dimitri, and he has got attack speed clash 4 as the new remix skill. So this kind of makes me think that he's probably going to be having a weapon refine that can give him the extra movement, or it has got even Tempest built in, because Dimitri by default comes with Odd Tempest. So because of having this clash skill, it makes me want to think that they are probably going to be having extra movement in his refine and probably Canto, because Fallen Dimitri does get Canto from his Murderous Lion slot B skill. So they could have those effects in his weapon refine, and then they also have remix to his Atrocity. So Atrocity 2, its icon is actually really good. I really love it. And it does give you -4 speed, defense, and attack debuff on the foe in the combat. And you can also deal true damage based on 25% of his attack, except for the AoE specials. And now it also gives you damage reduction on foes' first attack by 40%. Again, kind of wish that this gave the damage reduction also on the brave hits, so that would have been pretty nice. And after the combat, he is still going to be having the Spectrum Smoke built in, and now he's going to be debuffing foes for -6 to all of their stats, and also inflicting the guard status on them, along with having the Pulse Smoke built in. And the range of the smoke has been increased to 3 spaces, so that is pretty good. Overall, I think that Atrocity 2 is a pretty decent remix, but Legendary Dimitri definitely needs quite a lot in his weapon refine. Hopefully he can get like true damage reduction based on his speed. That would be really good, because Air Bar already has damage reduction built in, so maybe having that would be helpful, and he can also get even more true damage out of it. And I think that he's probably going to be having extra movement, kind of like Duo Ephraim with his weapon refine, because he has got this clash skill. They could give damage reduction piercing, or at least damage reduction halving to Dimitri, because the Academy version of Dimitri did have that in his weapon refine. So maybe they could do that and take inspiration from the other Dimitris and try and mix that. We also have even more weapon refines, and young Marth is going to be getting a completely new weapon, and his refine was expected. So he's going to be getting Brilliant Rapier as the new weapon. They're not going to be refining Rapier because Phina shares that weapon, and this is something that I did talk about in last month's video. So they can do one of those two things. Either they can follow Altena's weapon refine and simply give Phina the weapon refine as well, because she's sharing the weapon and the idea of the weapon is same for both of these units. Or they can go the Linus route and pretty much give young Marth a new weapon and shaft Phina from getting a weapon refine. So unfortunately they've taken the second route and completely shafted Phina. It is honestly really disappointing, because she could have gotten a weapon refine, and this just confirms the precedence that only mythic and legendary dancers are going to be getting refines. All of the other dancers are simply not going to be getting any kind of weapon refine, even if they share weapon like young Marth and Phina. And Phina actually came in with the rapier weapon first, and then young Marth shared that same weapon. So they were completely fine with Winter Altena getting a Weapon Refine as a harmonic unit, as a pretty modern unit still at that time, getting the Weapon Refine along with Mythic Altena because they shared the same weapon. But here, Marth and Phina literally have the same weapon, and they didn't really want to give both of them the Weapon Refines. So only young Marth is going to be getting a Refine, which really makes me sad because this is definitely the worst route they could have picked. I hope that young Marth still has the effectiveness against cavalry and armor units with his new weapon, and it is probably going to be having a bit better advantage, maybe something similar to Duo Marth. But keep in mind that young Marth is a 4-star focus, so I'm not really expecting the most insane refine on him, and he has also been in the Hall of Forms. And we also have a refine for Altena, and she really has a chance of being an amazing lance flyer if she can get some good effects, because she doesn't really have minus on special cooldown in her weapon, so she can be an amazing gambit user. And I hope that they get rid of the condition that she has in her weapon, and I hope that her weapon functions against all movement types. I mean, I know why they have that, but still, having her weapon function against all of the movement types would be pretty good. And her weapon has been long outdated, so hopefully they can give her some good effects, because she can be a tanky flyer with the skills that we have gotten now with stuff like Gambit. Maybe taking inspiration from Travant and getting the special charges status would be really good. And obviously she's going to be getting guaranteed follow-up attack because she's quite slow, and maybe she can give out some kind of support like Arian. That would be pretty cool to see. Mamori is also getting a Weapon Refine, and Tsubasa's Weapon Refine was pretty good, so I hope that they can also give a good Refine to her and make her function as a good near save tank. She's definitely going to be needing a Weapon Refine similar to like Valentine Rudolph, with a lot of attack shredding on the opponent, which is going to be making her bulky. So I hope that they can do, because as a green armor you'll have to face stuff like Brave Seliph and Tea-Time Ira, so having more bulk is going to be really helpful. And she does have the stat spread to function for that. And we also have another axe armor in this update itself. But before we talk about that, we also have to take a look at Osian. So he's going to be getting a Weapon Refine, and he does have a conditional distant counter weapon that does have minus on special cooldown. So they can probably make the threshold a bit easier, maybe at like 25% HP, which is something I'm expecting on him. And hopefully they can give him some kind of extra bulk so that he can function as a distant counter axe unit. And Vuj or Poogie Axe in Thracia did give you, a lot of crit chance. So maybe they can give him true damage to reflect that. And I hope it's good enough, because it's a distant counter weapon, even if it's conditional. And then we have also got a Weapon Refine for Flame Emperor. Now, Flame Emperor is definitely going to be facing a lot of competition when it comes to an axe armor unit, especially in this batch itself, where we have got Mamori here as a premium 5-star unit. So hope that Flame Emperor doesn't really get shafted as a Grail unit, because I know many people have invested into them, and hopefully they can give like good defensive effects for their Weapon Refine, because they definitely need it with the competition that we have got right now. So those are going to be all of the Weapon Refines that we're going to be getting in November, and the next month is not going to be having any kind of Legendary or Mythic remix. So the Grail Refine is going to be for Iago, and I do think that Seasonal Refine is probably going to be Trio Pala or Duo Pala, because young Sita is next in line, so I'm not sure if she's going to be getting Refine right after young Marth, I think for December, because Duo Pala in their mind could probably give more value on the Refine banner. And Wrath is going to be next in line for a Demote Refine, which I'm really excited about, because the Demote Weapon Refines, a lot of them have been pretty good, because we've got Tanya, Echidna, but a lot of them have been a bit unimpressive, and I hope that my boy Wrath can fall into the good category and get a really good Weapon Refine. We also have new Ephemera manuals for this month, and the first one is going to be Ninja Igrene. So for the people that did get her in the Hall of Forms, this is going to be a free merge, but for a lot of people this is going to be free C-Dual Flying 4. And it's great that they're giving out these Dual 4 skills, because at this point they're not really all that helpful for arena scoring with the BST that we have gotten, so it is pretty good to put on like Air, for example. I'm definitely going to be doing that on my free-to-play account, so that dual skill is definitely pretty good for many of the free-to-play players, as you don't really have to pull specifically for Igrene. And we also have Ninja Zihark giving Ninja Katana Plus as the main fodder. He doesn't really have anything else, and I guess if you're trying to plus and merge him, then this could be a free merge. And we also have Groom Robin as the 4-star unit here. And he does have Ring of Affiance, which is a decent weapon. And he also has a snack skill, so that could be helpful whenever we get the tier 4 version of Speed Resistant Snack. We also have Kiragi here, which a lot of people have been trying to plus and merge, and he does provide Sparrow 2 at 5-star. So if you're trying to get that skill, you'll have to upgrade him. But at 4-star, he does provide Drive Speed, And we also have Male Morgan giving the Dull Range 2 at 4-star, which is definitely not all that good. And then finally, Norn giving good old reposition and also speed defense link at the same time. And finally, we have got Laszlo, who doesn't really provide anything too good. Axe Breaker 3 is pretty much his main skill. So overall, this is a decent batch, not really too insane, but pretty nice for people who want to get Ninja Igrene for her dual skill or just for the merges. And those are going to be the Ephemera manual units, and we do have some other changes like the new Memento events as per usual. And in Aether Raids, Bolt Tower is going to be upgradable to level 11, and this is definitely the boogeyman for many people, especially in the Astra season where there's no Medius to protect your team from Bolt Tower Carnage. So yeah, make sure to upgrade your catapult so that you can snipe the enemy's Bolt Towers at level 11. And Aether Resort is also being updated, and they're going to be adding 2 new songs. The first one is going to be Memory of Mom from Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. It's a really underrated song, and I'm really glad that they're putting it. And the next song is from Awakening. Shh, easy now girl, I won't hurt you. Yeah, that is the actual name. A lot of the track names for Awakening are pretty much like that. It's also a really good song, and it does play in a lot of supports and also different parts of the game, and people are probably going to be associating this with, you know, Sumiya or like Gregor. So those are going to be the new songs. And then Summoner Duels is also being updated, where the max favor level is going to be 3,700, and they're going to be adding Wind Tribe Fuga and also Aryan into the Grail pool. And I know that many people are really eager to build up Aryan as their merge project, so this is going to be a good news for them. And this is perfect time for Altena to get her Refine. Just as a heads up, this update is going to be out on 6th of November, basically after Summoner Duels R is over, because they never really update the game when Summoner Duels is going on. So once that event is over, it is going to be available as an update. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Make sure to let me know in the comments which Refine are you looking forward to the most. And I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, then make sure to leave a like and a comment, helps tremendously. And if you really enjoyed, you could always support me directly by using super thanks down below or by becoming a YouTube member. And for more FEH videos, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell, because YouTube sub boxes are about as functional as the decision to not give Weapon Refine to Phina. So with that said, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.